ready for what this defense is about to do for the Detroit Lions. But I can assure you of one thing, and that is they will be better. By how much? I'm not sure yet, but we're about to find out on Sunday night versus the LA Rams. There's been a lot of talk about Aidan Hutchinson, and the most recent talk is that he's the most unlocked version of himself that he has ever been. And to me, that sounds exciting. So let's talk a little bit about maybe what this means and who's helping him get there. Well, none other than defensive line coach Terrell Williams has been credited with a lot of the success that Aidan Hutchinson is about to have. Sure, he's had some success. Matter of fact, he's posted 2 phenomenal seasons so far between pressures and sacks. How much better can he really get? According to this team, Terrell Williams has done absolutely everything unexpected that was expected. First, started out with asking Aidan Hutchinson just to go to dinner when he first made his way to Detroit. And Aidan Hutchinson was so blown away by this that he made a statement that this was the first time, quote, I mean, right when he got here, he asked to go out to dinner with me. It was the first time I've been out to dinner with a coach, really, since I've been in college or like a one-on-one with my coach. It's really right from that moment, I knew we'd have a special relationship. I'm hoping he'll be here as long as we can keep him. What was Terrell Williams trying to do at this dinner? Was he trying to set the expectations, get to know his player, just have a one-on-one, what's working, what's not? You know, how much further can we get you, to be a vocal leader on this team? I'm sure a lot of those things were talked about. We'll never know what the fly on the wall heard that night. But the thing that really blew me away about reading some of these articles and listening to some of the things that Terrell Williams had to say throughout the offseason was this quote right here by Aidan Hutchinson, where he said, I think he's unlocked things in me that as a player, it's just from me being the type of player that I am, having a coach that can just believe in me and give me the freedom and the green light. He has just the utmost belief in me, and I can feel it. And I feel like that also encourages me and allows me to play at a higher level when you know you have a guy like that on your side. I don't know about you guys, but this is shaping up to be an unlocked version of Aidan Hutchinson that is going to completely terrorize this NFL. So let's take a look at some of his stats so far and maybe where will Aidan Hutchinson go this season and why? The question is, why is it going to be better, right? How is it going to be better? Not if, but why and how, because it's going to be better. I promise you. I just don't know how much better. So in 2022, Aidan Hutchinson arrived on the scene in Detroit, posted up 53 total pressures, had 11 sacks, according to PFF, 37 quarterback hurries that season. 37 quarterback hurries. No batted balls, and only 11.4% missed tackle rate. So not terrible, right? Pretty damn good rookie season. And then in 2023, he got better. He regressed a little bit. He got better. In both seasons, he averaged about a 68 PFF run grade, a run defense grade. So lower end, right? Posted his worst tackling grade since he's been a Detroit Lion at 34. He dropped from a 55 to a 34. Aidan hasn't been the best tackler. Just hasn't been. A lot of missed tackles. Matter of fact, in 2023, he posted a 24% missed tackle rate, which is one of the highest on the team and one of the highest in the NFL against other players that have played, similar amounts of snaps. But what everybody was keyed in on was this number right here, 101 total pressures, another 11 sacks, 67 hurries on the quarterback, 3 batted balls. I think that's a pretty successful season, right? When you look at the numbers overall, he graded out as a 91 overall on defense, even with posting a 34 tackling rate, but he put up a 91.2 pass rush rate. And that was up from a 70.2, a full 21 points from the year before. Coverage has always been pretty solid for Aidan Hutchinson. He's always averaged somewhere around the mid to low 80s, which is excellent for a pass rusher of his stature, of his size. So how can he get better? Why will he get better? What is Terrell Williams bringing to the table is the question that everyone is trying to answer. And you know what? The Lions did great last year. We finished as a top, run defense team. Top run defense defense in the top 3, if you will, for the season. So you would think that maybe there's not a whole lot for Terrell Williams to do, but I would beg to differ. And so I went into his biography and started reading a little bit about what he did at the Titans, and it's pretty amazing what Terrell Williams has been able to do. And he's unlocked other players throughout his history, 27 years coaching history in the NFL. So in 2024, obviously Terrell Williams became the Detroit Lions run game coordinator, right? The defensive line coach. Again, bringing those 27 years of coaching experience to Detroit. And he most recently came from the Tennessee Titans, where he spent 6 seasons overseeing the defensive line. And was added as the assistant head coach in 2023. So, he leveled up. He unlocked himself while at Tennessee. Now, from 2018 to 2023, Terrell Williams' unit ranked 4th in the NFL with only 10,044 rushing yards allowed over that span. Denico Autry became the franchise's first player since Javon Curse, dating all the way back to 1999 and to 2001, to record 8 or more sacks in 3 consecutive seasons. So let me pause there, because Aidan's had 11 in back-to-back seasons. Matter of fact, I think it was 11 and a half and 10 and a half or whatever, but call it 11 in both seasons. So how can he get better, right? And what has Terrell Williams been able to do with these other players that is better? Well, there really isn't better stats coming from Tennessee. What you're seeing is consistency coming from Tennessee. And see, that is the thing that can always get better. Staying consistent, doing the right thing at the right time. And that's what Terrell Williams is bringing to this team, is consistency, right? In 2022, Williams helped the Titans finish first in the NFL in rushing defense, allowed only 76.9 rushing yards per game, which was the second lowest number in franchise history. They also led the league with 3.4 yards per carry, which sounds very similar to what the Detroit Lions did last season. Now, in the AFC divisional round, Williams also helped the Tennessee defense tie the postseason single-game sack record with 9 sacks against Cincinnati. 9 sacks in one game, more than what Denico Autry had in an entire season. But here's the key there. It wasn't all from one player or 2 players or 3 players in that game. It was a collective. It was the entire defense having an opportunity to eat that day. And that is the same thing that I've been pounding every single day during this offseason and talking to you guys about. It's not just about Aidan. Even though we're about to see the best version of Aidan this season, it's about the team that's around him and how well they're going to be able to work together to make each other better, and how more sacks are going to be shared between these guys. More opportunity is going to be had between these guys because of how much better they will be at staying consistent. Now, throughout his time with Tennessee, Williams also developed 2019 first-round selection defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons. He has become a 2-time All-Pro and Pro Bowler. In 2021, Simmons earned a second-team All-Pro honors after setting career highs in pressures, 58. I mean, Hutchinson doubled that. Tackles, 54. Tackles for loss, 12, and only 8.5 sacks. And I say only, but 8.5 sacks is nothing to shake your head at. Like, that's a really good season. If Aidan only has 8.5 sacks this year, I wouldn't be mad at it, because that means Aleem's probably going to have 7, and DJ Reader's probably going to have 6, and Marcus Davenport's probably going to have 8, and James Houston's probably going to have 8. I'm cool with that. Let everybody get it. You know, and that's what I think is going to happen with Aidan this year, is everyone around him is going to get better, which means Aidan is going to be able to do Aidan things. To kind of finish up this video here, though, prior to his arrival in Tennessee, Williams spent 3 seasons with the Miami Dolphins, coaching that defensive line. And in his time with Miami, defensive end Cameron Wake tallied 29 sacks over those 3 seasons. 29, almost 10 sacks per season. Consistency. The 8th highest total by a player over that span. And that's another point that I want to drive home. So everyone is talking 15 sacks and 20 sacks, and like, that just doesn't happen very often. It just doesn't. And it's not needed either. The fact that Cameron Wake between 2015 and 2017 had the 8th highest number of sacks between that entire span should tell you something. The 10 sacks a season is phenomenal. You don't need 15. You don't need 20. You are right where you are, right? 10 sacks is plenty. In 2016, Williams also helped the Dolphins to their first playoff berth. since 2008, a year in which both Wake and Ndamukong Suh earned Pro Bowl honors, or Pro Bowl selections, I should say. Wake finished third in the AFC and tied for sixth in the NFL with 11 and a half sacks, very similar to Aidan Hutchinson's year last year. So where I'm going with this is that I wanted to kind of paint you a picture of the unlocked version of Aidan Hutchinson is going to be the most disciplined version of himself. It's going to be a version that we have been longing for. The guy that, maybe he isn't getting, double teamed all the time. I mean, we know that that's not always the case, but now he's going to win these one-on-ones. Now he's going to be put into a position up and down that line to be able to take on the weaker link of the offense and be able to get to the quarterback a lot easier, or at least make this quarterback uncomfortable, right? Make a bad decision, which turns into interceptions or turns into fumbles. That's the unlocked version of Aidan Hutchinson that I want to see. Consistency, discipline, and someone that is going to absolutely terrorize these NFL offensive lines all season long. And it all starts Sunday night against the LA Rams in Matthew Stafford. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for what Terrell Williams has in store for this defense, man. It's going to be an exciting season, and I'm glad that you guys are right here with me on Rockhound Detroit Lions. Appreciate you. Smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.